Do you remember if you got any meetings on that campaign?
I think I had 6 or 7 meetings that came from the meetings like this.
What are some of the mistakes you made when you first started doing cold outreach?
I learned the most with cold calling. After that, it's way easier to start doing the other platforms.
What are you excited about trying to further improve your cold outreach?
I now started the AI. Until now, I had it on Copilot, so I was there watching and learning what it was doing, but now I just threw it on the...
Hello everyone and welcome to SalesRobot Customer of the Week, a new show where we interview the top 1% of SalesRobot users and go deep into their process with hot tips around targeting, messaging, personalization, so that you can take away some tips and implement in your cold outreach starting tomorrow. Today on the show we have Severi from ThinkDigi. Welcome to the show, Severi.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
So before we dive deeper into the campaign, tell us a little bit more. What do you do and what kind of business model do you guys?
I work as a sales manager at a hotel in Finland. We have a pretty specific niche that we're trying to attract, and I've been looking for different ways to contact as much people as I can and with as low effort as possible.
Yeah. So that's where I guess SalesRobot comes in for you. I will not bury the lead. Obviously, you've been a successful, user. So I'll first share my screen and show everybody the campaign that got you here. The campaign, is obviously super impressive, very good reply rate. So I'll just share my screen and take everybody through it. So this is the campaign. It's called Hotel Coca-Cola, right? Great, just acceptance rate 35%, way above average. Average is like 10 to 20%, and great reply rate as well, 45%. Average is 10 to 20%. So first of all, congrats on the campaign.
Thanks.
So let's talk a little bit about what you were trying to do with this. Like, first of all, who were you targeting in this campaign?
I was targeting all sorts of HR managers, HR leaders, anyone who is responsible for any kind of events that a company wants to arrange in Finland.
Were you targeting very particular geography within Finland, or did you target all over Finland?
I targeted from southern Finland, so approximately 300 kilometers from our hotel. So not the whole Finland, just specifically the ones that are capable of doing the travel to Finland. To our hotel.
Okay, perfect. So that was the decision maker. Obviously, a very tightly defined segment. Let's get into the sequence. You have a 4-step sequence, and I obviously don't speak Finnish, so I put it in Google Translate. Talk me through your sequencing structure.
Well, if somebody is Finnish, they know that Finnish people aren't very interested in people, or how to say it. They don't really like to talk to people or hang out with people. So it makes it a bit of a tricky place. So I just started it with the first step was to view their profile, to wake up that they can see my name for the first time. And after that, I sent a connection request, and I had a text. Just the message in the connection request was that, can we be friends on LinkedIn? So I started it, not really a joke, but kind of a low effort. I didn't want to sell anything on the first interactions. Then basically think that step got me pretty good rate on the acceptance, because it wasn't like salesy or anything else. It was just a friendly, hi, nice to meet you. And after that, it was first basically just an introduction of who I am and what I do and what are we offering, and things that I suppose people are interested in about the environmental certifications and stuff like that we have. And it was basically just like kind of a message that, hey, I am here and I'm offering these kind of things that would you maybe be interested of them.
Yeah. Now, I like the messaging on this one as well, because what you're also talking about is like kind of the unique story you guys have, which is converted from a former prison into a unique event menu. And then you're talking about the spa certification that you have, and obviously restaurant and tours. Obviously, all of that is good. And then you're giving them 2 options. One is, you can do a discussion, or you can even go visit the website, which are both good alternatives, because some people actually want to do their own research, so they would just click on this link, go visit the website.
Pretty sure that most of my people who went there actually went through the link, because I was kind of following it up with the pixel on the other end, that how much of traffic can I get into the site from here, just to see if people are interested. So I think that's the first step that everyone made even before answering was to check out the website and then go from there.
Yeah, makes sense because a lot of times you're just a stranger, right? So they might not want to talk, but they might want to learn more and see what this hotel is about because this is obviously unique.
Yeah, I've come to a conclusion when I've been doing cold outreach for around 8 years, I think, and people are using different kind of sequences and stuff like that. And I've come to a conclusion that the only thing that matters is the first message, and after that, you just try to make sure that they saw the first message. I'm not really.
Yeah.
I'll try different kind of setups on sending different kind of value propositions on the second one and stuff like that. But usually people just get confused. So in my ideal, the best thing that you can do as a follow-up is to try to get them to react on the first one that you sent, that you have already put the effort in. So I always use extremely simple follow-up. Hey, did it got lost in the LinkedIn folder or whatever it is, just to make it pop up and they'll go over again. And I think that I got a pretty good response rate on the second message as well, in a way that a lot of people don't see the first message. And I get it. There's a lot of stuff coming in, even in LinkedIn nowadays, but especially if you talk about email marketing, it's you get such a high amount of emails that it's almost impossible to see every one of them. So especially for emails, I have found it very useful that the second message is just, hey, did you see my previous message?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, most people are short attention span, so it's important to just take them back to the previous message. So obviously that makes sense. Okay, let's get into your journey a little bit. What are some of the mistakes you made when you first started doing cold outreach?
Cold outreach with SalesRobot, or when I first started cold outreach?
In general.
In general. Well, I first started with cold calling, and cold calling is, I think that it's a journey that everyone who wants to do sales should start with cold calling or knocking on doors, because the amount of shit that you get on your face it's incredible. You can plan your emails, you can plan your DMs, you can plan your outreaches while you're typing them, but you can't really plan the call or the face-to-face meeting because you never know what kind of a curveball they're throwing at you, and you need to respond quickly and try to swivel your way out of the situation. Get forward and keep them interested. So I think that I learned the most with cold calling, and then after that, it's way easier to start doing other platforms. But after that, I've got several emails banned because of our outreaches, and I've always had apparently a bit too high volume on them. So I'm just throwing emails away. And emailing was great until a few years ago. I think it was underrated compared to like digital marketing and stuff like that, because email marketing is cheaper, which is very cheap, and it was effective, but now I don't think it is that effective anymore. I think that LinkedIn is at the moment a place where people less expect to be sold. So the best place to contact them is right over there. Yeah. But I've made a lot of mistakes in every part of the house.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to learn. You try something and then it doesn't work and you're like, hey, why didn't this work? So I think those are the
exactly. Yeah. I think it's a good way.
One more thing I forgot to ask you about the campaign you ran on SalesRobot. Do you remember if you got any like meetings or any interest from that campaign towards some events or no?
I think I had 6 or 7 meetings that came from the meetings like this. I think it was 6 actually. Now, yeah, 6 meetings came from that. And I've run other campaigns on the system for my other business as well. I think I have like from the people who start the conversation to a meeting, I think I'm like somewhere at like a 15% rate on that people that start the conversation, 15% of them end up in a meeting. So that's good. That's better than
that's pretty good, because out of 38 replies, if you have 6 meetings, that's almost like 16%. Like you said, it's brilliant. Really nice. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at your thoughts on the future. So what are you excited about trying to further improve your cold outreach on SalesRobot or otherwise?
I now started the AI SOB system in a way that until now, I had it on Copilot, so I was there watching and learning what it was doing. But now I just threw it on the deep water and let it handle it himself, and gave it leaks to try to get people to just book a meeting. And yeah, and it has got 2 meetings already, so it is working. There are some minor changes that needs to be done, but it is pretty good. I really like the autopilot system at the moment, that it's working better than I thought, because most of these systems, when you try to do it in Finnish language, it's not really but this one is working like 90% great on my language,
which is good. Which is good, right? So that's amazing that it works in Finnish. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it works. It works in Finnish. It only doesn't understand like commas and stuff like that where they're supposed to be. But it's if you're doing a LinkedIn, it doesn't really matter because the messages are so short and stuff like that. So it's nothing important.
Makes a ton of sense. That note, Severi, let's wrap up for this episode. Thank you so much for taking the time. For people who want to find out more about you online, where can they find you?
They can find me from www.thinktiki.com.
Perfect. So we will put that link in the show notes below. Thank you so much again for doing this, Severi, and wish you all the best for all the future campaigns.
Thank you. You too.